What are the four parts of Medicare?
So 4 parts of Medicare you hear mostly about are A, B, C, and D. So with that, original Medicare consists of part A and B. So you pay Medicare taxes out of payroll every single 2 weeks or whenever you get a paycheck, right? That helps pay for, to a degree, your part A and your part B of Medicare. So that's original Medicare. It can help. It's still got plenty of coverages that need to be addressed, big gaps in coverage. So that's where the C and the D come into play. Original Medicare A and B does not include prescription drug coverage. So that's what we refer to as Part D, is to help cover those medications that you're taking on a regular basis. And then Part C is a plan offered through private insurance companies that combine the A and the B and usually improve that coverage in and of itself, as well as include the drug coverage. It doesn't always, but most of the plans, the traditional Medicare Advantage plans or Part C plans, have that drug coverage built in. Sometimes there are plans or situations where someone might not need Part D drug coverage if you've got VA benefits or those types of things. But by far, the majority of people that we talk with need that prescription drug coverage, and so you need that Part D. That being said, we might cover this a little bit later, but there are actually penalties if you go without certain parts of Medicare. So if you go without that Part D, Medicare will say, shame on you for being so healthy that you don't need prescriptions, which I know is silly, but that's what it feels like. So it's always important to talk to a broker like us and understand what those penalties are, what the risks and the pros and cons are, to understand those in and out as much as possible. So those are the 4 parts, A, B, C, and D. Pretty simple.
And then there's this little part that sticks out here that not a lot of people pay attention to, but it's called Medicare Supplement. And so, the original Medicare is A and B and then C and D, but there's also something called a Medicare Supplement, also known as Medigap plans. And those sit outside of traditional Medicare, although your parents probably had it, your grandparents probably had it. It's been around for a long time. And they just supplement what Medicare doesn't cover. Those gaps that Lee was talking about, supplemental insurance can help fill in those gaps, but they themselves leave some gaps. They don't have prescription drug coverage, so you have to have a prescription drug plan you add to that. They don't typically have some of the extra benefits that Medicare Advantage plans, so you've got to buy those policies, which we sell those too. They're popular. They're still a good fit for quite a few people, but just a different way of getting coverage.
Yep.